Hey folks, so welcome back. So today we're going to be taking a look at the new Gen 6 Glock 45 in 9mm. This is the version with it has the same slide as the Glock 19, but the longer grip of the 17, which holds 2 extra rounds for a total of 17 in the mag and then 1 in the pipe for 18. This did have the green dot on it, but you'll see in the video it blew off. I forgot to put blue Loctite on the screws and it just flew off after about 12 rounds. But yeah, so there's some significant changes. I think for me personally, this is probably the best upgrade Glock has made. It's looking less glocky and less blocky and more sporty, and it actually feels much better in the hand. So yeah, let's cover some of the changes, and you can decide for yourself whether or not you might want to upgrade or stick with your old gens. So stay tuned. So folks, the new Glock Gen 6 pistols released in 2026 introduced significant ergonomic and functional updates compared to prior generations. Some of the ergonomic improvements is that the frame has been significantly updated with a subtle palm swell, a factory undercut trigger addressing Glock knuckle, and an integrated Beavertail to allow a higher, more controlled grip. The previous Beavertail only was included if you attached one of the back straps. Also, enhanced grip texture. The new RTF6 texture is an advancement over previous generations, providing better overall grip performance and comfort, and wraps completely around the grip. All Gen 6 models come standard with the flat face trigger for more consistent finger placement and pull. If you compare the Gen 6 trigger here with the older Gen 43X trigger, you can see it's more flat-faced on the Gen 6. The new Glock Gen 6 has an ORS system, or Optic Ready system, which replaces the old MOS system. This system allows optics to sit lower in the slide and uses shock-absorbing polymer plates for durability. These plates come standard with the Glock. The new Gen 6 9mm internally has returned to a single captive recoil spring assembly, and the extractor or striker components have been revised. These changes mean that the Gen 6 barrels and certain internal parts are not compatible with earlier generations. Slide serrations are deeper with the Gen 6, front and rear, for improved tactile manipulation. So in the parts compatibility, most internals on the Gen 6 are specific to the Gen 6, though the magazines and sights are still cross-compatible. The barrels on the Gen 6 are specific due to slightly changed geometry. So folks, yeah, I think Glock hit it out of the park with these changes. Of all the changes over the last 35 or 40 years, Glock finally brought their products into the 21st century. It actually looks less like a Glock and less blocky and more like a modern pistol. Of course, modern doesn't mean anything if you don't have the same level of reliability that we've come to expect from Glock, but I think overall we shouldn't expect anything less from this generation than over other generations. Hey folks, welcome back. So today we're going to be shooting some Federal 9mm brass 115 grain. So there you have it, folks. So you have to decide whether or not you want to upgrade. I think if I had the anything less than a Gen 5, I probably would upgrade. I think it's worth the upgrade. It really does feel good in the hand. Glock actually has made this appear more sporty than any other Glock. It's not as blocky. So hopefully you can get some sort of gauge as to what you want to do. I think, you know, retail cost is around $6.99, but for me, I didn't have any other Glock, so I didn't really have a choice. Well, I had a choice, but I just wanted to make sure that I got the most up-to-date Glock that I could get. So anyway, thanks for watching, and until next time, God bless.